Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this fella, brewed by the Black Iris Brewery, a microbrewery based in Nottingham. Ooh, that wind's getting up. That brews some good beers, and as you can see by the can, some very colourful designs on the can. So, without further ado, let's dive in. So yeah, really spooky looking can. East Midlands Pale Ale. And only the second can of theirs I've ever tried. I have drank their stuff at Nottingham's Robin Hood Beer Festival, because I do like to support Nottinghamshire beers, and obviously, you know, if you don't know where they are, and the funny thing is, they're actually based at Shipston Street in Nottingham. Shipston's being, years ago, a massive mega brewery in Britain, and now there is a renamed Shipston's Brewery, but it's more of a microbrewery than a full-on mega brewery. But good to bring heritage back, you know. We've lost so many breweries, and yeah, there's so many new breweries, but losing them old breweries, it's good to bring the name back if they can, if they're allowed to. So, slightly hazy pour, good lacing around the edge, big white head. Can't even pour the rest of the can in just yet. On the nose. All I can smell is disinfectant on my fingers. That's better. Notes of citrus and that coming through. Oh, let's dive in. 6%, just what I need. Oh, it is nice. Just sometimes just chill out. I'm off work now till I think Wednesday next week. I took some days holiday, just to clear the old head sort of thing. And mate, sometimes, you know, for anybody with mental health issues, these have been some tough months, and you know, some people do better than others, and yeah, it has been tough, you know, worrying about family. I mean, we've had family in Manchester, in Northern Ireland, had coronavirus, luckily got over it. We've had a relative, my niece, her boyfriend, his grandma died of coronavirus. His dad was in hospital for a long time, pulled through, and he's a black lad, and you know, it's been affecting the black and, you know, ethnic minorities slightly more than anyone else, and yeah, frightening time, you know, as you can imagine, for everybody. And I mean, it's one thing to lose one family member, you know, that's devastating, but to lose one family member and then your dad as well in hospital, bloody hell, you know, I can't imagine the grief he was going through. And he's normally a proper chipper lad as well. Sam youth. So, let me bring their website up and tell you about some of their beers. Because if you don't know, you don't know. And the funny thing is, there's a lot of breweries in Nottingham that I didn't know nothing about. Black Iris Brewery. Oh, Google actually got it right this time. Hey, things will never... Oh, don't need that. Stress is already here. Bloody thing. Right, it appears they haven't got a website. Oh, right. That's helpful. They've got a Facebook page. Not very many. I haven't got Facebook pages these days. Websites these days, rather. So it says here, Black Iris are becoming legendary in Nottingham, but their beers can be found as far afield as Yorkshire, Cheshire, Birmingham and more. They've got consistently strong artwork from Kev Gray. It is good artwork. And have been known to put on a rowdy parties with their piss up in a brewery nights. That's my sort of... Oh, I like that. So they've got Bayesian Breakfast here, which is a mini keg, 4.4% ABV. Snake Eyes, which is a 3.8% pale ale. Endless Summer, which is a 4.5% IPA. Let the Juice Loose, 6.5% IPA. Divine Elements, which is a 6% IPA. Endless Summer. Did I not just say Endless Summer? Yeah, I did. Little Nipper, a 3.8% IPA. Homeward Bound, a 7.2% IPA. That's more like it. My sort of beer, that is. Drop the Anchor, 6.5%. And then this fella is 6. And the beers on sale are anything from about £4.50 up to £7 a can. So, you know, not the cheapest. In some ways, you're better off going for the mini kegs, because the mini kegs, yeah, they're much better value in the mini kegs. So, yeah. But I suppose, like anyone, if they deem their products worth that price, people buy it. And, you know, these sell like one. There's a shop in Sherwood called the Bakehouse. It's an artisan bakery shop, but they also sell beers, all from Nottingham breweries. And they're normally about £4 or £5 a can in there as well. So it's just like a standard price. Whether you agree with paying that much, you know, that's another thing. So, nice tropical aroma going down. Quite palate cleansing as well. It's very drinkable. You know, especially you can just imagine having a pint of this in a pub or at their brewery night. Wow, I'd love to go to one of them. And Shipston's, where it is not too far from my house. It's only about 2 miles away, I would say, from my house. So not far away at all. Oh. So I've been out today. Needed to cheer myself up, and I had some money from a garden that I did, and spent the best part of £70 on new beers. Went to 3 different shops and only queued at one, thank God. Lidl, their queue was massive. Aldi, no queue. Asda, no queue. And yeah, got in and got a good selection. Wines, ready to drinks, beers, and some of my favourite beers as well. So I'm off work for a few days, so there's going to be a few beer reviews. Yes, I can see it coming. Yes, try and vary though. I don't want to do all just beer or all just wine. You know, try and vary what I review. Makes it interesting. I suppose it does anyway. I mean, who knows? And it's you know, sometimes it's nice to see some of the comments that people put saying that, you know, more of a down to earth reviewer, and I like that, because I am, you know, I'm not. I'm from St Anne's. I was born originally in St Anne's, Nottingham. You know, from a poor background, and you know, what we've got, we've worked really hard for. Certainly haven't been given it on a platter. You know, some people in life are so lucky, aren't they? You know, to be handed down, you know, a house and that, and don't have to worry about that, because you handed down something like that, or step into a managerial job that you don't really just, you know, you're not really the person for, but because your family's there, you get to go in anyway. And so yeah, had to fight, scrimp and save all the way. But and that's what life is about, isn't it, I suppose. got some really nice taste to it, this has. And the can, you know, they've got to say the cans are fantastic. I do wonder how they do the cans, how it's put together, you know. Because obviously there's no seal there. Unless they fill it and it pops on. Yeah, sometimes the smallest of things do make you wonder, don't they? Obviously, the label is just like, it's just sticky back like an aluminium, sticky back into it, it just sticks on. Because you can't actually peel it off. I did one the other day, peeled it off. Alright, damaging the can. I've got to take a photo of that later. So, can't do that. Yeah, good to see Nottinghamshire breweries getting out there. And breweries around the country, I mean, you know, when you see what breweries around the country are doing, it's good. You know, in the short term, business models have got to change. You know, for all shops, in this pandemic, you know, the online retailers are winning by a massive margin. The likes of Amazon are just, you know, breaking records with the amount of money they're taking. And you know, having your own online portal and that, it's definitely the way forward, especially amongst this pandemic and even later, because the ease of shopping online trumps going into a store for the most part. Oh. So what can I say? Lovely and refreshing. Nice tropical nose, nice tropical taste. Nice and palate cleansing. It's not giving off any nasty. You know, with some of these IPAs, they try and make too much of a statement. I've had one before, and even though at the time I gave it a good review, but I could never drink it again because the pine was just on a level that I'd never had before, and it was just potent, you know. And there's a difference between a pint tasting good and then one that you drink a bit and you're like, oh, for God's sakes, what's that? And even though it was good in small doses, it's not re-drinkable. This to me is a very re-drinkable beer. 6%, so it's nice ABV as well, obviously. My sort of ABV. And one of these days, when we get to 1,000 subscribers or more, and I can go live again, because bloody YouTube and their stupid restrictions. I mean, I had 30 subscribers and I could go live, and then all of a sudden they killed it, and it's like, you miserable bleeders. Then we'll do some chill out nights, sitting here talking rubbish, and I can actually see what people are posting and you know, shout out to them, and that'll be interesting. Yeah, like a virtual pub. And it is like a virtual pub in here because the amount of beer I've got is staggering. I mean, you know, it's like a who's who of the British beer industry. And I do need to go along and check dates, because at some stage there's going to be a fair few going out of date. You know, out of the money I make from gardening, I put it to one side and do the beer wall. So at any time there's probably about 250 beers, ciders, lagers, wines, whatever, in here, and that's not counting homebrew. And you know, that is a staggering amount of alcohol. But hey, I paid for it all, so you know. And I already know the wife's got me another 25 bottles in the house, because I did an Adventure Beer order. Adventure Beer being a company that specialises in East Midlands beers. So instead of you going to separate shops to get separate breweries' beers, they do it for you, and you know, the prices are pretty decent as well. You know, you're not paying really any more than you would from the shop, but you're getting it delivered, and especially if you live in a certain area like Nottingham, you're getting the delivery for free. I think if it further outside of the East Midlands, you're paying about £8.99. So, you know, you'd want to get a bigger selection for that price. But so that, yeah, that 6% is. I'm feeling it. You know, it's the first beer of the day. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I presume. What time is it? Let me just double check. 5 o'clock. Bloody hell, that's flown. Yeah. And it's funny. It's funny how life, when you're okay, it goes really fast. When you're struggling, it goes really bloody slow. When you're really suffering mentally, it goes as slow. Every minute is 10. When you're at home and you're in your own environment and you're okay, every 10 minutes it feels like 1 minute, you know. So, anyway, gold pour, hazy pour, good white head. Making sure I didn't leave any in. Tropical nose, tropical aroma. That's what I meant, didn't I? Okay, now I'm not drunk. Tropical aroma, tropical taste, great taste all the way down. Nice, refreshing, no potency there, and very palatable and very re-drinkable. I've got an email. So, as IPAs go, a really nice IPA. Never had it before. Second beer out of a can from this brewery, and again, a quality beer. I can understand why the beers are slightly more expensive than a lot of beers. You know, not more expensive than some of the top end beers, but you know, you pay. You can understand why you pay the price you pay. The strength came across lovely, great taste, lovely aroma. Not more notes you can ask, really. I'd love to see a souped up version of this. You know, like a double IPA, about 9%. Now that would be something interesting. But anyway, that's because I'm a pisshead and I just like drinking strong beers. Out of 5 then, 4.3 out of 5. Lovely beer. And I got it from the Bakehouse in Sherwood in Nottingham. But you can get it from online as well. So if you tap in at Black Iris East Midlands Pale Ale and you fancy it, you can get it online and from several shops. Especially if you live in the East Midlands area, you know, you've got a much more good chance of getting it. If in doubt, check their Facebook page, because I'm sure they'll answer you back. And that's it for this beer review. Thanks for watching, thank you for subscribing, and as always, stay safe. Cheers.